They say the economy is a living thing, but if you look at the news, it's usually just a bunch of cold, lifeless percentages.
Right. We see 4.5% on the screen and go back to scrolling. But behind every decimal point, there's actually a story. There's a guy working 3 jobs just to stay afloat, the fresh graduate who just tired of receiving emails starting with unfortunately, and the person who just stopped playing with the game entirely.
So today, we're giving the data a pulse. We invited the 3 musketeers of the Philippine economy. One says they keep the economy alive, one says society abandoned them, and the other is ignored by statistics.
It's about to get crowded, complicated, and a little too real. You're listening to the Jobless Generation. Let's meet our guest. All right. Hello, musketeers. Take a seat.
Take a seat.
Yes.
So now, let's start with the golden child of the economy. Hey, you're looking busy.
Busy is understatement, Arnel. I'm employment. I literally carry this economy. Like, I contribute so much in this country's GDP. You know what? I am the most important person ever to exist. Like, I know, guys, I'm much better than, you know. If you work at least 1 hour last week or even help your parents' business for free, congratulations, you're me. I'm the backbone. I'm tired. I'm overworked. Stop calling me. You know how hard that is. Stop calling me. So busy. I'm so stressed. You overworked, but I am the reason why the country's GDP is moving. Next question, because I have a Zoom call at 5.
Wait, 1 hour? That's enough to be counted as employed?
Yes, the statistic don't ask if I'm thriving, just if I worked.
That must be nice to have a schedule. I'm unemployment, and let's clear something up right now. I am not lazy, just unfortunate. I'm trying my best here. I swear I applied for 87 applications. I've been ghosted, rejected, and everybody, the middle class, the upper class, the lower class, they're blaming me. Oh, my ABA application is here. Dear unemployment, unfortunate. I am actively looking for a job. For example, a fresh graduate applying to call centers, an OFW applicant waiting for deployment, or a factory worker sending resumes every week. I represent them. I am checking job sites, doing interviews, and ready to start since yesterday. I'm the one politicians panic about during elections. Why is everyone so tense? I'm not in the labor force. I'm not in the labor force. Not because I'm unemployed, but I'm just really not looking for a job. I think there's more to life than working someone's ass off. People are gonna get crushed by their and posted by Disney company. Yeah, like her. She's gonna be like me soon. I'm the student studying for my upcoming exams, the retiree watering the plants at 6 a.m. and the parent staying at home to raise the children. For example, a college student focusing on studies, a grandmother who stopped working years ago, or a parent who chose to stay at home full-time. I represent them. I don't have a job, and no, I am not looking for one right now. I'm not a failure or of the system, I'm not in your statistics. I am the one who exists in the quiet spaces.
So together, employment and unemployment form what economists call the labor force, the people who are economically active in the country. But these categories aren't always clean-cut. Sometimes people fall through the cracks.
So okay, let's test the boundaries. Not in the labor force. So you mentioned you're not in the stat. What happens if someone is jobless, desperately wants to work, but has stopped applying because they have been rejected multiple times? Where do they go?
Now, people might think they're going to be with me since they don't have a job, but actually, they come to me. They become discouraged workers. They still want to work and are available, but they stop actively actively looking because they believe no job is available or they won't be hired. So since they're no longer actively searching, the Philippine Statistics Authority classifies them as not in the labor force.
Oh, that feels like a loophole.
More like a blind spot.
Okay, so employment, do you feel like you're accurately representing everyone who's working right now?
Honestly, not always. My category hides a lot of secrets. I include people working 1 hour a week and people working 80. A surgeon and a delivery rider can be both labeled employed.
Exactly. And there's also underemployment. For example, a college graduate working as a cashier because they can't find a job in their field. Or a construction worker who only gets to work 2 to 3 days a week but wants a full-time employment. And even a teacher working part-time in tutoring because full-time jobs are limited. They are counted as employed even if their skills or time are not fully used.
And informal workers, unpaid family workers, and temporary workers are counted under me too. On paper, it looks productive, but in reality, many are barely getting by.
So, the official rate counts heads, not hours?
Precisely. You could technically have zero unemployment, but everyone only works a few hours a week. People could still be starving. Statistics are useful, but they don't always show the full picture.
Oh, so if definitions are so imperfect, why do we even bother this statistics? Why does the government obsess over you three?
Because of resource utilization. If I'm too small, the country isn't producing what it's capable of. For example, if factories, schools, and businesses are not fully using available workers, it signals wasted potential. It's like owning a Ferrari but never driving beyond first gear.
Additionally, it's also because of policy making. For example, when unemployment rises, the government may respond by creating public jobs, supporting businesses, or increasing training programs. If they ignore me, poverty and social unrest follow. I'm basically the warning light on the dashboard.
These statistics also help policymakers decide where support is needed, like education, job programs, wage policies, or business investments.
So, you're all connected. When one of you grows, the other shifts. So, let's look at how we actually put a number to this tension.
So, okay, let's talk numbers. A lot of people think that unemployment rate is just the percentage of the entire population without jobs.
First
That's
of all, it's not based on the entire population. It's based on the labor force.
Okay, labor force, and labor force is?
Me, employment, and unemployment. The workers and the job seekers. If you're economically active, whether employed or actively searching, you're part of the labor force.
Which means the formula would look like this.
Ooh.
Let's say there are 95 million employed people.
And 5 million unemployed people actively looking for jobs.
Together, that makes a labor force of 100 million.
Divide the 5 million unemployed by the 100 million labor force, multiply by 100, and the unemployment rate becomes 5%.
So notice how I'm not included there because I'm outside the labor force entirely.
Okay.
So, we talk about the people behind the statistics, but where do these numbers actually come from? So, to help us understand the official data, we invited a representative from the Philippine Statistics Authority, the agency responsible for measuring employment and unemployment in the country.
So she's on the screen right now. Thank you for joining us. Can you walk us through the unemployment trends in the Philippines from 2015 to 2025?
Thank you so much for having me. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, unemployment in the Philippines stayed relatively stable from 2015 to 2019, averaging around 5% to 5.5%. In 2020, during the COVID-19 lockdowns, unemployment sharply rose to 17.6% at its peak, with a yearly average reaching 10.3%. This was caused by business closures, mobility restrictions, and reduced economic activity. From 2021 onwards, the labor market gradually recovered as business reopened, and by 2023, unemployment returned close to pre-pandemic levels at around 4.3%. Recent reports from 2024 to 2025 show unemployment ranging from 3.1% to 4.5%, among the lowest in recent years. However, underemployment remains high, meaning many Filipinos may have job but still seek for more hours or better paying work. These statistics then help the government understand not only how many people are working, but also the overall condition and the quality of employment in our country.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So, in the end, employment statistics are more than just numbers on a screen. They're a way of organizing a very complex reality, but I think they are not the full story.
Being counted as employed doesn't always mean stability, security, or enough hours to live comfortably. It simply means that work happened, even briefly, even imperfectly.
And being unemployed doesn't mean laziness. It means people are actively searching, hoping, and waiting for opportunities that are not always available.
And being outside the labor force doesn't mean being irrelevant. It includes students preparing for their future, parents caring for their families, retirees, and even discouraged workers who stepped away after too many rejections.
So together, these categories show how people interact with the economy, but they also revealed what statistics can miss: the quality of work, the effort behind job searching, and the lives that don't always fit neatly into definition.
So when we hear numbers like low unemployment, we should remember those numbers describe labor activity, not the full human experience behind it. Because at the end of the day, the economy is not just a percentage. It is the people trying to live, work, and survive within it. This is The Jobless Generation by Arnel and Dan. Thank you! Okay, cut!